wrapping up the title with 4 matches to spare, because with the 66 points, it means Dylan Kerr's side cannot be caught by the chasing pack. AFC Leopards' young squad, on the other hand, upset all the odds to reach the final of the knockout tournament after a topsy-turvy start to the season, in which 2 European coaches came and left the den. It was left to one Robert Matano in mid-season to steer AFC Leopards to safe waters, a feat the serial winner fondly called the Lion achieved with minimum fuss. In studio to help us review the season are Samuel Gasharira, the Mathare United Media Liaison Officer, and also we have our own sports journalist, that is Rogers Eshitemi, who has been following the Kenyan Premier League. At some point, we'll be joined by one of the award-winning sports photojournalists, that is Stafford Omdego. He's on his way to our studios. But gentlemen, karibu sana to our studio this morning. And it's been a pretty good season for some clubs. Others are really struggling to ensure that they preserve their status in the Kenyan Premier League. Karibu sana, Samuel Gasharira. How is Mathare United?
It's good. I think it's been a tough season, but so far so good. And I think we're on the right track in as much as survival is concerned.
Yeah, given that he's the media liaison officer of Mathare United, he was appointed following those club licensing rules that were put in place by FKF in conjunction with CAF and also FIFA. I don't know, the position you've held now, almost the season is coming to an end. How are you enjoying the position at Mathare United?
I think it's been a new challenge for me, and this far I want to say the CAF club licensing rules is the right route to follow for all clubs. I think it has instilled professionalism in the club, and if you've been keen on social media and other platforms, I think Mathare United is up there in as far as Kenyan Premier League teams are concerned with publicity and giving updates on the team. And I think it's high time other clubs embrace it. And for Kenyan football, it's the best thing that happened for Kenyan football. And I hope next year it will be implemented fully.
Rogers, you've been following also those CAF rules. They say that at least a team should have a media liaison officer. How has it worked for the Kenyan Premier League clubs?
Yeah, for the few clubs that have employed the media liaison, I think they have done a very good job. Just like Gacharera said, you can see Mathare, Tusker, and Kariobangi Sharks. Their visibility on social media or rather online is superb. You can get anything you want about those clubs on social media. It's not necessarily have to call the coach or the players, but the media liaison are there to give you the information. So it's the way to go. I know, of course, it's challenging, but maybe given time, things will be okay.
Let's get into the nitty-gritties of the discussion. Gor Mahia winning the Kenyan Premier League a record 16th time. Did it surprise you, Gasharira?
Well, I think Gor Mahia deserved it. If you look at the quality in that team, it's superb. It's made of internationals. I think it's an East African national team in one team.
Yeah.
You look at the likes of Medi Kagere, Jackie Stuisenge, and I think you also have to give it up to the manager, Dylan Kerr. He replaced Jose Marcelo in July, and what did he do? Just like his fellow Englishmen who have managed Gor Mahia before, that is Bobby Williamson and Frank Natal.
Yes.
He's guided Gor Mahia to the title. And I think his major strength has been getting the best out of his players. I remember when he came in after that historic friendly against Everton, he said that, look, you have to impress me. This Gor Mahia, you are not assured of playing for Gor Mahia. You have to win your place in the team. And one thing I like about him is that he's not shy of making big decisions. You've seen him drop Boniface Oluoch for Peter Odhiambo. And he's also given players like Wellington Ochieng a chance in the team. And the results have been superb. And I'm proud to say that Mathare United is the only team that has beaten
home and away this season.
Home and away, but give it up to them. I think they have been very consistent and they deserve to win the title this season.
What is your view? What's your perspective? Did Gor Mahia deserve to win this league in the fashion or in the manner in which they did?
Actually, they did, because seeing the quality of players that are at Kogalo, the manager himself, the formation, and the availability of players, whereby maybe the whole season you can see maybe like only 3 or 4 players have gotten injured. But all of it all, the team has been very fit. yeah, and all of them have been pushing to knowing exactly what they want, yeah. And thanks to the manager came in and gave confidence into those players who are maybe not getting the playing time during the reign of Zimaria. Yes. The likes of Blackberry actually have revived their careers. Actually, I can see Blackberry right now enjoying his game. You can remember those days when he was actually coming up as Blackberry. Yes. He's now that guy we used to know those days, yeah.
And interesting is that we've not seen, a lot of noise coming from Gor Mahia. They had that transition from Marcelo Ferreira to Dylan Carr, and previously we saw there was a lot of noise about the players, some players not being fielded, but since Dylan Carr came in, all has been quiet. How has he managed to do that?
I think he's a very good man manager, and if you can remember, when he was appointed, the instructions were very clear. Look, we were 3-time champions. Tusker took the trophy away from us, and we want it back at Kogalo. Yes. Those were the clear instructions from the management. But then you remember that immediately after he came in, there were rumors that some of the top players at Gor Mahia, the likes of Musa Mohamed, yes, Francis Kahata, Kenneth Muguna, were linked with the move to Albania, to Jose Marcelo's new station, that is FK Tirana. But Kerr came out and he made it very clear that, listen, our players are not for sale and we are focused on winning the title. And I really like how he handled the Muguna situation, because he's a key player for Gor Mahia. He's actually the most creative midfielder they've had this season. Yeah, I remember actually I think the season before, there was a lot of criticism that maybe Muguna didn't deserve to be the Premier League Player of the Year. But he's come in and then put in very good performances for Gor Mahia. Actually, he made a good move to come in and prove his critics wrong. Maybe if he could have made at Steeman, nobody could have judged him, or rather the criticism could have continued. But now he made a big move to Gor Mahia, and the results are there for everyone to see. So it's all upon him now to continue pushing from where he is, because everybody is expecting him to continue like that. He's a big player, he has the quality, he has the talent. So maybe the few seasons or so, he can be going abroad. Gor Mahia fans have been exceptional this season. We've not heard of any trouble with them. Is it because Gor Mahia were not challenged, they were not pushed to the fence or to the wall? Or is just that there's something good to talk about these guys? Actually, I think at the beginning of the season, things were not rosy. That is when Zimari was there, but the arrival of Dylan changed everything, whereby maybe he believed in the players he had, and he also brought the fans closer to the club, whereby the fans felt that this is the coach whom we want, because he's always closer to the fans. He talks to them, he talks to the press very easily, and the confidence in Gor Mahia is just unmatchable. That's why the fans themselves, they know, even if we lose this game, we know the next game we are going to win. And at the end of it all, they know what you want this season is the title. And actually, that's what they have achieved. But again, Gor Mahia winning with 4 matches to go. Those are about 12 points to play for, but then they have been declared champions. Is it that Gor Mahia were that very good, or they were not challenged, Gasharira? Well, I wouldn't say they were not challenged, because you remember their match against Ulinzi Stars in Kisumu. They were really pushed by Ulinzi. It ended in a 2-2 draw. But then again, I think Gor Mahia, as far as the Kenyan Premier League is concerned, with the kind of quality they have, they don't have anything else to prove locally. So I think the challenge for Dylan, and he has put it very clearly, that he wants to make a mark with Gor Mahia, the continental scene. I think locally they have no match at the moment, except Mathare United, of course, who beat them home and away. But when we look at them... but the same Mathare is really struggling to stay in the league. That is the irony of it all. We've been joined by Stafford Ondego, the award-winning photojournalist. He is now in studio, and he's from sportpicture.com. Karibu sana, Stafford. Thanks so much. Yeah, is it that you are celebrating the win of Gor Mahia and the FC Leopards? That's why you are late for this show. No, he's an Ingwe fan.
No. It was very clear.
He has blown your cover. He says that you are an Ingwe fan. I don't know.
No, we celebrate when the two clubs, the two community clubs, are both on top. The good thing is, when Gor flies away, FC will also be flying away. So There's no difference between Gor Mahia winning the league and FC winning the continental event.
But hata hivyo karibu sana to our studios, and we were talking about these two clubs, Gor Mahia, you know, winning the title the 16th time with 4 matches to spare, and people are saying that is it that Gor Mahia do not have, you know, a challenge, a serious challenge in the Kenyan Premier League?
Yeah, the problem is it's not Gor Mahia. Gor Mahia is not the problem. The problem is with the Kenyan Premier League, the other teams.
Yes.
It shows that they're not prepared to challenge Gor Mahia. So Gor Mahia is all along and just enjoying the league. You saw Gor Mahia decides when to win. They decide when to give a point, like to when they gave Madare.
Yes.
They decide when to, like when they did to Sharks.
Are you alleging they donated points?
There's some rumors. There's some rumors going around.
But we won't really stick on those rumors. But of course, like you say, the other teams are not really prepared to give Gor Mahia a run for their money.
Yes.
Is it that they have slept on their job in terms of recruitment of players, preparation of the team to challenge for titles?
This goes along with it shows how preparedness our league is not when we come to continental maybe championship.
Yes.
You see, like Gor Mahia is the only team that is recognized by CAF, because actually it is only the top team in Kenya. And you see, when it goes to play maybe in the continental event, they're knocked out. They don't even proceed to second or third round. That shows that football in Kenya is going down. It's going down.
That's a serious indictment, Ishtemi, that this is a team winning trophies. I think in the last 5 years, they have won 4 titles in the Kenya Premier League. But then they go to continental, they don't perform, Ishtemi.
It all goes back to preparation, whereby they have already qualified. Let's begin the preparation right now. Let's not wait January. That's when we start thinking about preparing this team. And also, let's tight those players whose contracts are running out. Let's ensure we are not going to lose any player in this squad. Let's also strengthen it. By doing so, actually, I believe Gor Mahia next season, with care there, I'm pretty sure it's going to be
the
a good season
said
for
actually
them.
that this is an East African national team. They have players from Uganda, Burundi, and of course Rwanda. But then they are not challenging for a place in the CAF Champions League group stages.
Well, I think I'll echo what my colleagues here have said. It's all about preparedness. I remember in 2008, after we had won the Kenyan Premier League, when we went to...
That is Mathare United.
Yes, that is Mathare United. We played against Zesco, and they beat us here at Kasarani, and also in Ndola, Zambia, they also beat us. And I think we are not taking the Champions League seriously as Kenyan clubs. You look at the kind of investment these teams put in, it's massive. It's massive. Yeah, sure. It's massive investment. And I think it's high time the Gor Mahia chairman, Ambrose Rachier, builds another legacy. He has guided Gor Mahia to almost immortality in the Kenyan Premier League. And I think it's high time now that if Gor Mahia really want to be recognized as a big club, not only in Kenya and in the region, they need to do something at the continental stage.
It's very important because in 1987, Gor Mahia actually won the Mandela Cup, which was by then called the African Cup Winners' Cup. But since then, there's been nothing really to write home about for Gor Mahia in terms of continental football. But then let's move on to AFC Leopards. They've had a very difficult start to the season. They had changes in the technical staff until a point when Matano came in. Nobody expected them to win, you know, any trophy. But this time round, AFC Leopards are the champions of the GoTV Cup, Ishtemi. How did they manage that?
I'm so proud of Matano and FC at large. In the final, they played like real giants. Actually, I can consider their final performance as their best ever performance in the Kenyan football this season, because you saw the players play their hearts out. Whatever thing Matano tried to do, actually he got it right. So actually comparing it to the Kenyan Premier League, where they've been up and down, you know, they have been blowing hot and cold throughout the season. But at the end of it all, coming on of Matano has changed everything. And at the end of the season, right now, everybody is at least now talking about FC Leopards on the positive note, not on the negative note.
Really positive.
Yeah.
Stafford, he mentioned Robert Matano, he mentioned the FC Leopards, saying that he's proud of the performance of the coach so far. Was it all about Robert Matano, or there's something about the squad?
I believe Robert Matano is the key. He's the key to FC progress this season. But you can also not rule out the management of the team, and also the push. You know, this is a community club, you understand? There's so many elements, from political all around, actually associated with the club. So you find the club is being pushed from all corners to perform. No wonder, on that day they played the final of GoTV finals, they came in very composed. Because they knew we are playing. They didn't take Sharks like their KPL maybe counterpart.
Yes.
They took it like they still considered the Sharks like an SL side. So they came in full force
with the mentality that we are the big boys.
We are the big
We've
boys.
got to win this game.
We are champions. We have fans. Fans were there, were pushing the team, and everything was working for FC. There was no way they could have lost that match. And this attributed to all their success in other matches. You find that the matches they lost, it was just by bad luck. Just some technical problem, because maybe you used to hear Matano as just maybe they colluded with a player in the changing room.
Yes.
So he doesn't play the next match.
Yeah, it has always been the story at AFC Leopards.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of noise in the den. But of course, you guys agree on one thing, that Matano has really played a key part in AFC Leopards winning the GoTV Cup. What does that do to his reputation as one of the best coaches in Kenya?
I think it enhances his reputation as a winner, because you look, especially if you look at the final, I think Matano started preparing for the final the day he qualified. When he beat Vihiga United, that was on 24th September. That was the day Matano started preparing for the final. And why do I say this? You look at how he has set up his team since then. He lost Robinson Kamura, who is a very key defender in his team. And he started preparing Duncan Otieno to play as a central defender very early on in the league.
Exactly.
And you look at the match day. Sven Yeda has been a very important player for Kariobangi Sharks. And if you watch the bar and draw against Kariobangi Sharks in the league,
in Machakos, yeah.
Matano fielded, you can say he fielded a weak team, because Dennis Sikai and Robinson Kamura were away with the national team.
Yeah, sure.
And the same midfield that he fielded on that day, that is Musa Mude, Victor Majid, and Wivon Isuza, is the same midfield he fielded in the final. But the contrast between the 2-0 win in the GoTV Shield final and the bar and draw in the league was that you look at Wivon Isuza, he was committed by Matano. Look, I want you to make sure that Sven Yeda doesn't play.
Doesn't play.
Because what Sven
disabled.
Yeda is not the common number 6. He doesn't receive the ball through the middle. He comes and receives the ball at the sides, and by doing that, he draws the whole line, and he allows the likes of Patila Omoto and Duke Abuya to play. And at the moment Sharks settle into a rhythm, they rotate their midfielders very well, and they are a very big threat. And I think Matano got it very right on that day, because whenever Wivon Isuza made sure Sven Yeda is not playing, Victor Majid and Musa Mude closed down the spaces such that Sharks could not play. And what did Sharks do? They started playing long balls. And that is what Matano is very good at defending, because the likes of Salim Abdallah, they're very good in the air.
Very physical and all that. Yeah, as we wrap up, because we are out of time, Stafford, do you think, your final comments before we go, do you think this victory for FC Leopards will serve them you know, in a good way going forward in terms of rebuilding that team?
Yeah, I think now the morale is high at the den, and I know the technical bench, the officials, everyone is cracking their head to make sure
They play well
They
continental.
continue actually playing well, both continental and even the league. And you see now, this is the challenge. This is the beauty of it is, this is is now a war between FC and Gor Mahia.
And Gor Mahia.
Because now each club will want to win their next match. And this actually is going to bring back the fans to the stadium. You will see come next year. Yes.
Okay. As we wrap up, remember, Gor Mahia have been crowned the champions of the Kenyan Premier League for the 16th time. What it means is that Gor Mahia will represent Kenya in the CAF Champions League come next season. And FC Leopards, for winning the GoTV Shield, it means that they will represent Kenya in the second tier Confederation Cup come next year. And it will be now up to both Gor Mahia and the FC Leopards to ensure that they carry the Kenyan's flag high and ensure that at least they qualify to the group stages of the CAF competitions. This has been your discussion on Sports Chat, where we brought Stafford Ondego from sportpicture.com, of course, one of our own, Rogers Eshtemi, sports journalist, and Gasharina Samuel. And as we go, guys, we hope that Kenyan football will enjoy the best of the best, because we are in a political, situation. I don't know how that will impact on Kenyan football, but we'll have time to discuss about that. I don't know, Mike, have you been following the Kenyan Premier League?
Yes, I have, and I must say that football and sports generally is a breath of fresh air given the kind of saturation we have now, politically speaking.
Yeah.
But maybe also just to throw a challenge that it would be a very good platform to also just see whether we can bring national unity in these sports events, because sports has been used many occasions to bring people together. So as the sports continues, maybe it would be an opportunity also and a platform, a huge platform, to just bring people together as sportsmen.
I don't know how much unity will get out of that, but then Gor Mahia and FC Leopards fans have been saying that the Charity Shield, which will be the open of the season come next season, will be played in Canaan. I don't know how that will work. Yeah.
The government has delayed sports in this country, so I don't know how united will become. Yet the government is not
disagreeing right here. So I think this would be a good point to close. My whole point was sportsmen have a good way of showing their sportsmanship, because they get into a field, of course, to win, and there will be a winner at the end of the day, but they also are not supposed to fight after, there's good sportsmanship. So I think that's how our politics should be handled. But then again, it looks like if we start that conversation now, we might disagree. So this is where we're going to wind up the show. Thank you, Robin, and thank you, gentlemen, for joining us this morning on Sports Chat. And for all of you for keeping us company and watching, we say a big thank you. Otherwise, have yourselves a wonderful and a great day. Do take care of yourselves and each other. Do stay with us right here on KTN News. We've got News Center coming up, and Betty Chalo will be taking up the reins and giving you more news and reviews. Good day.